spider monkey.
No, the diamonds are here.
You greasy bastard. Where's my shoes?
Sign your pity on the running time.
Big and white and cruel and mean.
Kiss my Converse. Easy, white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt.
But you just have to give me twice as much blood.
I'm coming.
I don't want you to come.
You're gonna need a bigger
Spider monkey. Spider monkey. Hold on tight, spider monkey.
Alright, and welcome to the Bowels of Movie Night. I am Isaac, and with me as always is my fearless co-host Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
So I didn't tell you how I almost blinded myself yet, did I?
No, wait, no, what?
So-
I see two eyeballs still, so that's a good sign.
So, I think it was what day is it? Wednesday? It was like 2 or 3 nights ago. I was very tired, and I've been getting tired very early because I've been working a lot more than normal. And
you're an old man now.
I am an old man. I usually have a lot of trouble with sleep, but I've been falling asleep pretty early lately. And I was trying to stay up late because I really wanted to do finish what I was doing, and I didn't want to lose time to the fucking corporate machine. And I decided the last thing I was going to do before I go to sleep was hang laundry. And I'm like, yeah, because there's laundry in the bed. I don't want to just put it back in the basket. I'll just do it now, quick. And I was very tired. And while I was standing up, because I'd been in a meeting on my feet for like an hour, and my legs hurt because I'm very fat and I stopped taking care of myself because I got deeply depressed. It's a great story, by the way. Great story.
Yeah, no,
It
yeah.
does not end with me cutting my own eyeball. Well, not on purpose. And I was hanging laundry and I, fell over. Right? And I had the hanger, in my hand with, the shirt or whatever, I don't remember what it was. And I, fell over, onto the bed, because it was on the bed. And the hanger, the hook broke. And for some reason, to catch myself, I guess, I instinctively brought my hand up to my face. And instead of there being just, soft hand flesh, there was the barbed, jagged, broken edge of a hanger.
Yeah.
It went directly into my eyeball. And for about 3 minutes, I was convinced that I was blind.
Jesus.
I was convinced I'd blinded myself because I could not open my left eye. And the
Larry.
first thing I thought was, do eyeballs have blood in them? Because I don't know if this would bleed.
I'm pretty sure eyeballs have blood in them.
Because I'm looking at my hands and well, there's a lot of eye gunk, but there's no blood. It hurts like a motherfucker, but
eyes aren't filled with magical eye goo.
They're not, aren't they? What's the
I don't
goo?
think.
What's the goo that comes out?
We don't need you blind. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't intentional. I don't want to lose my vision. Yeah.
How are you gonna?
It's not gonna be a
look
show.
At all the boobies.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have your vision.
Yeah. It was it took
Mania.
an hour before I could keep my eye open for longer. I was wide awake then, believe it or not.
Jesus.
As I sat there pondering, well, what is life as a one-eyed man gonna be?
You and an eye patch would look good.
I was thinking about that. I don't think so. I'm too fat.
Yeah, you could have a fat pirate. Fat pirates are alright.
Great. Oh boy, I feel so much better.
I would just not go peg leg as a fat pirate. I feel like that's just asking for knee trouble.
Well, if you think about it though, a one-eyed man is more likely to lose a leg than a two-eyed man.
If you lose a leg, you go down 20 pounds right away, so that helps.
More than 20.
All right.
Anyway,
I
can see. Hallelujah. Praise,
Allah.
whoever.
We both worship Allah, is that right?
Sure.
Okay, good.
I don't care. My allegiance can be bought.
For a muffin.
More than one.
For, a 6-pack of muffins? Or we got to do a baker's dozen for you?
Ooh. Yeah, you really latched on to my love of muffins, which is a very small part of my life.
The one time I brought up muffins on the show, you went out as soon as we stopped recording and purchased muffins and texted me pictures of the muffins.
I may have gotten a second one for later, yes.
Yeah, but
look.
That left an impression.
Look, I had not had muffins in a long time, and all I could think about while you were flapping your yapper was muffins.
Anyway, we are the Bowels of Movie Night. We make each other watch terrible movies and discuss them in grave detail. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. bowelsofmovienight@gmail.com. We would love an email. And man, let's just get into it, because I'm spicy. I don't like this film, Larry.
Yeah, you seem pretty upset.
This is bad and rapey and gross.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
I mean, I didn't know anything about this other than it existed.
Toxic masculinity much?
Well,
Woof.
I think that comes with the territory.
Yeah, no, it does, but it's too much, man. So I'm covering Heavy Metal 2000, which, I don't know, do you want to do a little backstory on what the fuck this is and where it came from?
I don't know much about heavy metal, but there was a reviewer I used to watch when I was younger who had reviewed one of the movies. The first one, I think. I don't remember anything about it at all. Literally nothing. Yeah,
there was the first movie, just Heavy Metal, came out in 1981, and that's about all I know.
I believe it's something of like a cult classic, but not like a popular cult classic. Like, I think people appreciate it. Like, I don't think the score is terrible.
The critic score is definitely like middling, whereas for Heavy Metal 2000, it's not good.
Yeah, I think that it's like, I think there's like some praise for it that you just can't deny. Like, I believe the animation at the time was supposed to be really phenomenal.
Yeah, because you even see a little bit of this in the 2000 version where they have some CG stuff blended in. So and I could even kind of appreciate for an animated movie in 2000, or especially for a low budget one. I don't know. There was some stuff that was like, okay, that kind of looks cool. I mean, overall, I wasn't that impressed, but especially for a 1981 version, which again I haven't seen, so I don't know the details. But apparently, yeah, it was groundbreaking in some sense at the time.
Yes, and what Heavy Metal is a magazine, a like science fiction and fantasy comics magazine. And I don't know how to describe. I ever since I learned it exists, I've been like sort of peripherally fascinated by it because it's like this thing that's endured for so long. But like, I would bet a lot of people have never heard of it. You hadn't, and
I had
not,
no
you don't
idea
live
of
with
this.
your head under a rock. Like you exist in the world and you're aware of a lot of things.
Like Wes Anderson.
He's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yeah, but so like, I don't know. It's like I was never into comic books because I read too fast and I don't spend time looking at the pictures. I just like I want to read it.
Well, it's because you only have one eye.
Well,
your depth perception is all fucked.
Oh, there is a herd of deer crossing like directly at my eye line in the yard. It's kind of cool. So I'm sorry, I got immediately distracted.
Your obsession with wildlife is bizarre.
It's because before, when we were used to record at the first version of the Noodle Factory, I was facing a blank wall, and I was in a suburban apartment complex. Now I'm in a home in basically the middle of nowhere with a window that looks out onto like a wide open yard. So I just will sometimes out of the periphery of my eye, it's like, oh, there's just a flock of turkey walking by. You know.
I mean, based on your identity, you deserve to be a hermit. So
yeah, I think that's safer for everybody involved.
You should live in a bus in the middle of nowhere and just screech into the megaphone that isn't connected to the internet.
That makes you sound like a flat earther, though.
No, I mean, you believe in real things. I don't know. Like, I feel like you would yell about the difference between salted and unsalted butter.
That would annoy me. I don't understand. Is the butter... Have you ever had butter without salt or with salt? Is there a difference?
Well,
I've never
I think
been able to
unsalted is for, like, baking. Because you don't want to add extra salt to a recipe or some shit. I don't know. I don't know fuck all about baking.
Huh. Yeah,
My wife has taken up baking recently.
Yeah?
Which I'm like, bitch, about time. Make a pie.
Here's why I don't like baking. I don't like the flour. I don't like dust on my hands.
Yeah, pretty much every time the missus does baking, the dog gets covered in flour. Because the dog is just standing there like, Mommy, are you going to drop food for me? And my wife is just a hot mess, so this flour goes everywhere, and it covers the dog.
Yeah, I hate the feeling of having like dusty hands, and that's, dusty hands.
Dusty hands, man, that needs to be your porno name.
Yeah, so I like to cook, but I don't like to bake for that reason. What was I talking about? Heavy metal.
Heavy metal?
Shit. Yeah, so it's sort of like, I've been kind of fascinated, but like, I've always been sort of reluctant to look into it because I don't want to get involved in that world because of what you were saying about being misogynistic, and it seems like something now that's very out of time. It seems like a relic of a different time in our country that wasn't at the time not necessarily a bad. I don't even know if now it's necessarily a bad thing. I can't say because I'm not really aware of their.
This sort of reminds me of like those kind of movies from the 80s, like Revenge of the Nerds, where you're like manipulating women into sex.
Yeah,
where in the
Committing
80s
assault,
that wasn't problematic.
Yeah, they were the heroes.
But now it's like, oh, that's not cool.
No.
That's just gross. That's uncomfortable. We don't do this. So it's just that kind of outdated flavor of like sexuality, and we'll get into it.
And you know that was 22 years ago. The movie you're about to review today now, so that maybe they've had a severe overhaul. Who Lord only knows. I truly have no clue. But I do like. I really wanted to hear you talk about this because I'm sort of like I said, peripherally fascinated by it, and just this whole like, how has it existed this long?
It's a spectacle.
Like we just were
sure.
We just before we started recording, we were talking about how they just rebranded last year, and they started a podcast network because the magazine still exists.
Yeah, I'm very curious about the organization as a whole because again, I've only done this movie,
and it seems like such an underground thing. Like, you know, I don't know. If I hadn't watched that reviewer talk about it years ago, I would not have ever heard of any of this. I may have passed it on, a streaming service, but like, I wouldn't have thought twice of it. But yeah, it was around since '77. That's probably too what made the '81 movie more impactful because it was still like sort of fresh.
Right, and heavy metal, just Black Sabbath was fresh. I think Metallica's first album didn't come out till '82, so like metal music was like at the cusp and the forefront, and like we were still like reeling from punk rock being a thing, and like the Sex Pistols and the Clash and the Ramones and stuff like that. So
yeah,
in 1981, it was a very different musical landscape.
Mm-hmm. I sort of picture heavy metal in like the same, but it's not a magazine that's like, this one, we're going to profile this band Metallica. I mean, they might have done that as part of it too, but it was like comics. And I sort of picture it as like a similar style of storytelling and like world building, air quotes, to something like Conan the Barbarian. Sort of like
you're not too far off.
Yeah, and I think that's the general vibe, is that sort of like grim technological future where there's collapse and there's some sort of return to barbarism in a way. That seems to be a lot of the... And I, again, just saying heavy metal, I think inside the actual comics, it's 1,000 different things is my guess. I've never seen one in real life. But like the art that's presented when you talk about it is usually that sort of like very 80s flavor of, like I said, like technological barbarism. And it's sort of fascinating. And I like, again, magazines, who fucking knows they still exist? Especially in our culture in this country. So I don't know if I don't even know if it's an American thing. It seems like it has to be, right? Yeah, it is the United States. It harkens back to a time where like comic books and magazines were like their own. And this also, another thing that's kind of important to know about it is that it was like, it also featured some measure of erotica. Not like, I don't think like real naked women, but like...
well, no, we'll get into that.
Okay, well, never mind then.
I got lots of nipples.
That's good. Well, yours is animated, right?
Oh, very animated.
Yeah. But I think, like, in the like that's a Batman comic's not going to have a topless woman. Heavy metal will.
Right, exactly.
That sort of thing. And I think that was part of the desire when this was created was to sort of push the envelope as much as possible.
Yeah, and just the sense of having an adult cartoon where you can say fuck and you can have some tits and, and it's an animated feature that has, those components. Yes.
So it's all in all, it's like it's like from a period of time that I find fascinating but don't want anything to do with. So I've always been. This is why, like, I probably would have been kinder to it than you. I mean, I haven't seen the movie. Maybe it's going to be really, really bad. I probably would have been kinder to it than you would have been because it sort of exists in a place that I'm always kind of fascinated with. So, but the only thing I really know about this is that this game, there was a video game sequel called Heavy Metal Thack 2 FAKK. And I watched one of my favorite YouTube groups play it, some of it, not much of it, a long time ago. So I'm vaguely aware that the character's name is Julie, and that's really all I know.
Yeah, I don't call her Julie.
She's didn't think
Julie,
you do.
so don't worry about that.
You're going to call her brown hair or something innocuous that's going to infuriate me.
Big sexy sister?
That, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's accurate. It's an accurate description. So,
anyway, yeah.
Heavy Metal 2000.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in the year of our Lord, 2000.
You don't say.
Naturally, yeah. Budget was $15 million, which seems like way too much money to spend on this schlock. We don't have any kind of gross. I don't even know if it came out in movies or as a direct-to-video or like you had to purchase it through the magazine. Who the fuck knows?
That wouldn't shock me.
Runtime's 88 minutes, so it just, squeaks by as being a feature-length movie. IMDb is sitting at a 5.4, so the people who like it, like it. That's about average, maybe a little on the high side for us, but nothing unremarkable.
How many reviews are there? Out of curiosity.
I didn't catch that.
Okay, that's fine. I might take a look. I'm curious.
Rotten Tomato Critic is at 10%.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. That's still far too high for what,
Oh, my.
Because 10% of the critics favorably reviewed this movie. Rotten Tomato audience is 36%. So that's a little on the low side. But still way more than there should have been. We open with some lame animated space footage of an asteroid field, and immediately, science alert, asteroid fields are not nearly as dense as depicted in many sci-fi films, even Star Wars.
Yes.
In reality, think of grains of sand separated by the distance of a football field, and that's about what the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter actually is.
Oh, phenomenal.
There's a spooky soundtrack bed, and a creepy voiceover starts jabbering about a planet of oceans that holds the secret to immortality or some fucking shit. I don't even know. Some spaceship has apparently found the lost key to everlasting life, and we pan down to that shit. Actually, before that, I'm sorry, we see some more bad animation of spaceship pods docking and disembarking the mothership and landing on the surface of a planet below. We see a couple muscular-looking dudes in space-suity body armor, whatever, I don't know, fuck. They're in a cave on the planet. One of them is jackhammering at some rocks, while the other is working on a computer. Again, this was released in 2000, so computers.
Right.
Technology. The jackhammer dude bursts into some glowing green shit. Then we wipe away to a six-eyed priest whose altar just started spewing out green light.
I just want to tell you right now, I am hoping and praying for some fucking science jelly.
Oh, there's science jelly.
Yes.
Oh,
I want
hate
to
you.
fucking give you science jelly in every episode from now to the end of time.
I'm so tired of science jelly.
Oh, man.
So the green light that is spurting out of the altar of the six-eyed priest assembles a fat little rock creature, which kind of looks like Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I think I call him, because I did my review in like 3 different parts, so I think I call him Danny DeVito Rockman, and then I switch over to like Rock Imp, but it's the same character,
All right.
So just bear with me. Back in the cave, computer dude grabs the glowing green crystal. It shocks him and makes him go crazy. Some really sick heavy metal music starts playing. Then computer dude grabs the jackhammer and impales the other guy through the torso with the jackhammer, killing him. And we see like blood and guts, and it's just like, yeah, really intense gore in an animated thing. Like,
yes, that's another thing. Like I said, with the push in the envelope, the heavy metal thing, they would do whatever they could get away with, basically.
Yep, yeah, it just like like we watch his guts come out and blood splattering everywhere, and yeah, it's bleh, it's gross. It's uncomfortable.
Huh.
So Rock Danny DeVito and the six-eyed priest walk into the chamber of the other six-eyed priests. The head priest declares that evil has descended upon us, and we must be prepared to defend the chamber.
What chamber?
I don't know.
Okay.
The movie doesn't tell me.
All right.
Do you want to tell me? Do you know?
I don't have a fucking clue.
You can fucking slap the dick into your mouth. That's what I'm going to do.
I mean, that would be a more finishing. Never mind. Nope. If I can't say it, I don't deserve to say it.
We see the command deck of the spaceship the two guys from the cave were working for. I don't know. This movie is nonsense.
I'm already very confused, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. The captain asks why the miners have been down there so long. Suddenly, Crazy Dude, who's the guy who, like, jackhammered the other guy and stole the crystal, right? Okay. So, and Crazy Dude is basically the main villain, so just, pay attention to him. He just bursts in with guns a-blazing and starts executing people with gunshots to the head.
Okay.
We see graphic blood splatter. We see shots where we're looking back through the gaping bullet hole in a skull while, like, blood is dripping down through the open hole wound.
Jeez.
Yep. He kills everyone except two goons and then forces them to power up the ship and fly off this stinking asteroid to destinations unknown.
I can't believe I'm totally lost, and it's been like 5 minutes.
No, this movie makes no sense.
Is there like a through plot?
There kind of is. I mean, there's basically no plot here. Basically, like, Crazy Dude has found immortality jelly.
Okay.
That's the green light shit.
All right.
And the priest and the rock dude come up later.
Okay, yeah. That was very hard to follow. What the fuck was happening?
I mean, I didn't make me watch this movie.
No.
You did.
Yes.
So,
that's accurate. That is
fuck yourself.
Accurate. No, I won't do that. I won't do that.
The ship flies off the asteroid, and the asteroid behind them explodes. Again, in an impossibly dense asteroid field, which science alert, whatever.
You're fighting all of science fiction there, buddy. I hear you, but
I know, but
that is an impossible task.
It makes me sad. We then 10 minutes into the movie, get the opening credits over some more sick heavy metal music.
Is it like known? Is it like generic heavy metal? Can you tell? You're not really a heavy metal music fan, I assume.
When I was younger, like, I don't know, I was a Slipknot fan and shit, and I dabbled in Metallica and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not very versed.
But no, it's generic shit that they didn't have to pay much for.
Okay.
So, yeah. I didn't recognize anything at all.
Fair enough.
And I know some of the more popular metal bands and songs and stuff from this era.
Interesting.
So, yeah, the credits play, and whizzing over the credits are more asteroids and the occasional cow skull, which for some reason is the same size as the asteroids.
Oh, man. I love that stupid garbage.
After the credits, we see a planet where humans and dinosaurs coexist in an agrarian society, toiling in the field.
Agrarian.
Yeah. In a very Star Wars-y sequence, we see a ship flying over the fields and hooks up to like a big clamp on the side of a building, like it's docking. A big, tall, sexy lady with dark flowing hair, with huge tits and a fat ass, and a sweet pair of ultra-modern sunglasses gets out of the ship and looks around. Presumably, she's our sexy heroine.
How's the animation at this?
I don't even know how to describe it. Like definitely animation, but erring toward realism.
Okay.
So it's not super cartoony. Like her figure looks like a human being, kind of.
When I watched the trailer, when I decided to give you this, I remember being very unimpressed. It's kind of hard to tell with animation because it really is like the times really dictate how good animation can be, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to make, because I remember watching the trailer and being like, God, this looks terrible. Like, because the first one's supposed to be like very good for its time, but I don't really, again, I saw bits and pieces of it many years ago. I don't remember it. But I remember looking at this and being like, man, this looks like garbage. But then again, I'm not really like an animation guy for the most part, so I don't know. I'm just curious.
It's definitely not on par with Disney films of the same era.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty specific niche. So was it painful to look at? Because to me, it looked painful to look at.
It's tough to say because I wouldn't say it was necessarily painful. It's stylized.
Okay.
So sure. it's got its vibe, and it sort of works for the movie. It doesn't look great or revolutionary or like anything special for especially the year 2000.
Right.
But at the same time, like, it's sort of, I don't know, it's kind of doing what it wants to do.
Okay.
So I wasn't too nitpicky over the animation.
All right, fair enough.
Because, yeah, it just, I don't know, seemed like they're going for a vibe, maybe a vibe that's a little outdated, or I don't know if they were even trying to do a retro thing, or if it was just low budget, but I don't know.
I believe both.
Very much so. Now we see another well-figured, dark-haired woman in the shower. After some teasing, we get full-on animated boobies with nipples. I'm not sure if I should be proud or ashamed that the poorly animated titties can still turn my crank.
Turn my crank.
Why did I write that? Sexy lady...
What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, where you said that me describing naked women was enough to turn your crank?
My crank gets turned way too easily these days. The sexy lady with sunglasses enters the apartment and greets shower lady, now out of the shower and wrapped in a towel. While my loins longed for lesbian lovers... Just appreciate the alliteration.
I do appreciate
the dialogue reveals them to be sisters, and my members slowly deflated.
Well, then you're the opposite of apparently everyone else's current porn taste, because...
Stepsisters.
Yeah, right.
Not
Sure.
real sisters. They're real sisters.
Uh-huh.
So Crazy
Whatever you
Dude
say.
and his two remaining goons bioscan the planet that sexy sisters are on and decide to raid it or whatever. I don't fucking know. This movie's stupid. Big sexy sister shows up at the council meeting that her dad is chairing. And just as he says, things are looking up for us, several spaceships show up and start firing machine guns onto the town.
Sure.
Some dope-ass heavy metal music starts playing while we watch several people get their guts blown out with machine gun fire. An abundance of blood spray, a scantily clad and very sexy school teacher ushers her students into the basement, and that's the end of that. That just happened.
Okay. I guess they wanted to just show you a scantily clad woman. That seems to be the MO of the magazine.
Yep, I like my kindergarten teachers in a bikini. I'll just go ahead and say that now.
And when are you expecting your first child?
I don't know.
All right.
Thought I might have had something, but I didn't.
It's fine. Happens to me all the time.
My sperm is safe in my balls for now.
Your balls and Robert Vince's free.
Oh, God. Does he have some of my cum?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he did cum in the dog.
You do make a lot of jokes about coming in dogs.
Yeah, my dog, not his dog.
It's not his dog.
I'm legally allowed to come in my dog.
Airbud was
Am I
Spaghetti's
wrong?
dog. Yes. In fact, you are.
Oh,
yes.
real? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I got to contact my lawyer.
Isaac does not fuck his dog.
No, I'm playing a character.
Sometimes I feel it's just a good reminder.
Big sexy sister watches her home get blown up, presumably, which kills little sexy sister. And I'm betting, and turns out I'm right. She's not actually dead.
I don't know what it is about little sexy sister that just deeply unsettles me.
Well, they're both in their 20s.
Absolutely.
They're both adult sexy sisters.
Absolutely. I don't know what it is, but I hear that and I'm like, oh no, I don't like that at all.
Well, you have a little sister, so I understand why that's upsetting.
That's probably why,
yeah. So I don't apologize for the fact that I'm going to keep saying that.
Well, fuck. Shit. All right.
We get some lame dogfight spaceship action with sick metal tunes playing over top, because this is a movie called Heavy Metal 2000.
Sounds
Lots
great.
of machine gun fire and explosions. I suddenly had the urge to get tribal tattoos and buy an American-made pickup. Big sexy sister watches her dad get blown up in his fighty spaceship thingy, whatever, so dad's dead, what have you. Crazy dude finally lands and gets out of his ship. We see charred remains of corpses and the ruins of the town. Little sexy sister has survived. The various goons get handsy with her, which, is as uncomfortable as it sounds, where there's just, goons pawing at her tits and ass, and, Heavy Metal 2000, rock and roll, this is great.
Don't
I love
love
it.
that.
No, yep. She fights back, then they knock her out and carry her onto the ship. Crazy dude leaves behind one of his goons from earlier because he's not cool enough, or something, I don't know.
Okay.
It's obviously setting up for a face turn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. On the bad guy ship, we see a man Oh, we see some men slave marching in shackles, which doesn't come up again. I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. Sexy little sister is strapped to a table with her bosom heaving into her face. A science goon goes to give her an injection, but crazy dude shows up, grabs her left titty, and licks her face.
Okay.
And then tells one of the lady goons to clean her up.
Okay.
This is repulsive. I'm unhappy. I'm not happy.
I mean, I like that you're
covering this
unhappy,
movie.
but this just sounds lame and dull.
Big sexy sister claws her way up a mountainside and sees the wreckage of the village. Everything is bombed out and smoldering. She wanders through the wreckage looking at corpses while slow, emotional, dirgy metal music plays.
That sounds like an oxymoron.
Big sexy sister finds the abandoned goon and forces him at gunpoint to help her track down crazy dude. He fixes up the spaceship and they take off in pursuit. Of course, with a sick spaceflight montage over some gnarly metal tunes.
Okay.
There's so much metal music in this movie, Larry. I don't like it.
Well, it is called heavy metal.
I understand that.
I mean, I think you had to expect that was going to be part of it.
But it's too much.
Yeah, I think you can very easily overdo heavy metal.
We see crazy dude on a ship. One of his science goons brings him an elixir. Crazy dude slices his arm with a knife, drinks the elixir, and his wound heals almost immediately. Crazy dude grins and says, "I appreciate the hint of lemon."
Ugh, that's so dumb. It's kind of
really
him
dumb.
to give the audience an example of what it does.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking show don't tell, goddamn it.
Yeah, okay.
They're just plowing you over the head. Big sexy sister and abandoned goon arrive at the nearest space city. They get off their spaceship and start walking around. Oh, God, right, this. Fuck, man, no. They pass by a street salesman hawking his robotic sex dolls.
Okay, yeah, that seems about right.
We hear him yell to the crowd, "You can customize her with 7 different synthetic hair dyes and optional entry ports with 4 different speeds of suction." Larry.
Yep.
Larry.
Isaac, the only thing I'm sorry about is that you have to live in this normal present that doesn't have the suck bot, the four hole suck bot.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a sex bot, suck bot, whatever.
Did you have a conversation with your wife ever if banging a robot is cheating? Because I know several people who have. I think Marcus Parks talked about it. If he was able to bang a sex doll from last podcast on the left, whose dick we can't stop sucking.
No, we haven't had that specific conversation. But what I have brought up repeatedly is that if I ever become king of the world,
yes,
that I'm allowed to have a harem. And that my wife will be, like, the manager of the harem and, like, the top harem chick. Like, she'll still be up top, but, like, I will have a harem.
So that wasn't a one-episode bit, huh? This is a real thing.
No, I've brought that up many times. She's not thrilled with the idea, but she understands that being king of the world, I'm entitled to certain luxuries.
Listen, here's the thing, though. If she responds with any kind of unhappiness, just think that is her confidence that there is a chance, no matter how slim, you could be king of the world. If she was like, yeah, no problem, baby. She knows that your dumb ass could never be king of the world. If she's even the tiniest bit upset, there's a tiny sliver of hope in there that there is a possibility that one day you could be king of the world.
You know, I feel like it might be an option.
It's not.
Right, Bals, listeners write in. Let's do a straw poll or whatever. I don't know how that works. If you want me to be king of the world, just let me know.
What cool title do I get in this kingdom? Or am I just the first one against the wall?
No. You won't be first against the wall. You'll be, Minister of Propaganda.
Ooh. Oh, man, that sounds too good. Never mind. I don't like how quickly I was willing to adapt to that role. Shit. I may have just learned something about myself that's not very good.
Oh, God. So, Abandoned Goon goes to investigate, and the salesman sets the robot to heavy orgasm mode. Like, he turns a dial, and the display on her chest says heavy orgasm mode. Suddenly, Abandoned Goon spots Crazy Dude and points him out to Big Sexy Sister. She follows the bad guys into a strip club because, of course, rock and roll strip clubs.
Right.
There's a holographic band playing some more sick metal tunes. One of Crazy Crazy Dude's goons tries to grab his immortality jelly, and Science Goon bashes him in the head and calls to have the waitress remove the corpse with a hook to the neck. It's
Okay.
just ultra violence for the
It's-
sake of ultra violence.
It seems, the whole like trope of lol random, like that whole random humor fucking thing that everybody loves that I hate. I guess everybody doesn't love it.
Yeah. I
This
think I know what
seems
you mean.
like the violence version of that.
Pretty much. That's not inaccurate.
Like I'm very, I get the plot, but I'm very confused as to the beats that are happening. Like what are you supposed to get out of this so far? Just
Nothing.
okay.
You're supposed to jerk off and shred some sick power chords on your electric guitar.
Yeah, I guess there's a certain type of person this appeals to. It just isn't me.
Yes, it's not you. No.
I don't know.
So the remaining goon in the booth at the strip club says they should get going because they have to make their scheduled hyper jump thing. Crazy Dude says they can wait because something just came up,
Okay.
which he's referring to his penis.
Yes, obviously.
Because he grabs a waitress, bends her over the table, rips off her clothes to expose her ass, and starts fumbling to get his cock out to rape her.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's not a... I mean, he's the villain,
Sure.
so, like, we're rooting against him,
Right.
but at the same time, I don't know.
Don't need to
I
see
like
it.
my villains not to rape everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
my Heath Ledger Joker never raped nobody.
He didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't.
He was a good villain.
He was.
Good villains don't do no rape.
Yeah.
It's rape is just uncomfortable. I kind of just don't want to see it.
No, I
Like,
agree
at all.
wholeheartedly. It was
Yeah.
the same thing with that stupid fucking hungover games, the whole underage thing. It just not necessary. Not necessary.
Yeah, and like certain movies obviously can deal with rape, but they have to deal with it seriously.
Right, not just
And
casually.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
look at
not
this
a
guy,
fucking-
he's bad, he rapes.
Exactly, yeah. It's got to be like a real, I don't know, delving into the trauma of
Right.
what sexual assault actually is.
Right.
And there's no place for this in this kind of movie.
No.
It's repulsive and upsetting, and I just don't like it. And yeah, it's that's not fun.
Yeah. Ugh.
Big sexy sister suddenly slow motion shows up and throws open her overcoat to reveal a bunch of giant guns.
Yeah. Awesome. Sick. That's sick.
It's kind of a mixture between Gatling guns and like giant 6-shooters. It's just comical and stupid.
All right.
She fires countless bullets into Crazy Dude, and he goes down covered in blood. She, assuming she's killed him, turns to leave, but he immediately gets up, swigs some immortality jelly, and his bullet wounds heal almost instantly. And he says, "When you kill someone, darling, make sure he's dead."
That's so Isaac. I came a tiny bit because how
But-
cool
and-
that was. Just
but-
a little bit.
Darling, why do you have to say it like that? I get he's the villain, but it's just gross. It's just gross. So we cue a lengthy gun battle where tons of innocent patrons of the club are shot, and we watch their brains
Oh,
and guts
boy.
explode.
Oh, that's my least favorite thing in any media ever. We've talked about it before. That
Oh,
stupid
right,
Steven
yeah.
Seagal movie. That I can't even like watch that stuff anymore.
And of course, none of our significant characters are injured in any meaningful way.
Of course not.
Naturally. Crazy Dude and his goons get the upper hand and begin to walk out of the club. The barkeep shouts, "Who's gonna pay for all this?" Crazy Dude throws a bunch of keys over his shoulder.
What?
I said keys.
Yeah.
Don't question this.
Okay.
The barkeep yells, "Oh no, grenades!"
Wha-
Then all the keys explode,
What?
and Big Sexy Sister gets blasted through a doorway, but surprise, surprise, she's fine.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's very confusing.
It's confusing. That's the right word.
Huh. Okay. Why key? What like house keys, car keys? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Keys.
I don't understand, Isaac.
Crazy Dude is on a ship now. He's admiring himself naked in front of a full-length body mirror, saying he's the perfect example of a tyrant.
Okay. All right.
I
That's
know.
great.
I,
Adorable.
at a certain point, I really struggle with him as a villain because like all the rape shit, like
Yeah.
just no. But like him naked, looking at himself, calling him the perfect example of a tyrant. I don't know. That's kind of a fun villain.
Yeah,
So I go
Yeah.
back and forth a little bit on this.
right.
But it's not good.
Oh, Jesus.
Little sexy sister is nearby in a cage.
Oh, right. I forgot she was there.
Yep.
Forgot
And
she
he's
existed.
presumably about to rape her a whole bunch.
Oh, God.
But then he gets an alert that the hyperjump is about to happen and he's needed on the bridge. Big sexy sister and abandoned goon get in their spaceship and go on a madcap chase after crazy dude's ship. And of course, with a bed of sick metal tunes accompanying them.
There's a lot of, like, just flying while metal music happens, huh?
Yeah, there certainly is. There certainly is, Larry.
All right.
You're welcome.
I mean, you're welcome.
I hate you.
That's fair. I wouldn't take that away from you.
The good guy ship latches onto the bad guy ship just about as they're jumping into hyperdrive. The bad guy fires on the good guys in the middle of hyperdrive, which causes both ships to get all fucked up and crash land on some random fuck all planet. Science
Okay.
alert. I don't know. Some masked robe
You're so
priesty
like
things.
you're so like beaten down. I almost feel sad. I mean I'm not,
Yeah,
but
I-
almost.
I hurt. I hurt down in my penis.
Oh,
Where I
jeez.
don't want to hurt. That's the last place I want to hurt, and that's where I hurt.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
So some masked, robed, priesty things with 6 eyes watch the crash happen, and they say they're going down to investigate the wreckage. Big sexy sister scans the planet with her smart goggles. And yeah, this is the image I posted to Facebook.
Oh,
She
yeah.
sees 2 4-eyed dinosaur-type creatures humping. Predictably, the female seems completely disinterested in the lovemaking, while the male spasms wildly with his tongue flopping out of his mouth in ecstasy.
It's worth to go to the Facebook page to take a look at it. It's pretty funny.
It's such an absurd image.
Have you ever seen images of lions fucking? Because it's very much the same thing where the female lion looks bored to tears and the male lion is like, "Arr!" like mid-roar. And she's just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I have seen that. It's
Tom,
about right.
You're killing me. Just finish.
Crazy Dude's immortality jelly got all jacked up when the ship crashed,
I
so
love
he
when you
only
have
has a
science
limited supply left. He now has to harvest more immortality jelly from Little Sexy Sister or something. I don't know. His Austrian science goon injects Little Sexy Sister with some shit, and we see a bunch of people in science jelly vats in the crashed spaceship.
Okay.
I don't know. There's no more explanation.
Okay.
No, this movie is nothing. It's balls.
So it
It's
never
balls.
goes back. All right. Fucking, how do I asking you questions?
Big sexy sister meets little stone imp, who's the Danny DeVito
Oh, yeah.
stone imp from earlier. He grabs her sweet woman flesh and marvels at how soft she is.
Okay.
And it's funny because he's like a little rock imp.
Yeah.
And is like, oh, your buttocks are soft.
I can only see it and hear it as Danny DeVito right now.
Yeah. The Stone Imp's master is some alien dude, and he greets Big Sexy Sister and gives her a ride to the city. The Stone Imp master is played by the only really recognizable person in the movie, voiced by Billy Idol.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's he's fuck. I'm trying to think of the band. See, he was
Generation X.
Generation X. That's right. Okay, thank you.
And then he had his solo stuff and White
Yeah.
Wedding and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's fucking 80s bullshit. 80s is the worst decade. Fuck Billy Idol.
Was he also? Oh, was he also Dancing with Myself? Is that him?
I don't know. Touching myself while I watch Barney was something like that.
No, that was your childhood, dear.
No, right, that was. Yeah. Fond memories.
Yeah, that's listen. A song called "Dancing with Myself" should be one of your favorites. It's about masturbation. That's the joke.
Oh, I do jerk off a lot.
There was the one time in the one episode. It makes me. I think of this randomly sometimes. It makes me laugh. Where I don't remember who it was, but there was some actress that I thought you had like a childhood crush on, and you were like, "No, I don't know what you're fucking talking about." And then I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then we were somehow ended up talking about her breasts because, of course, we did. And you were like, "She has a nice pair, I hear." I think about that all the time. You're a funny fucker sometimes. Piece of shit.
Oh, I try. Oh, God, where are we? Okay, so Crazy Dude is carried by his remaining goons on a throne. It's like a throne on 4 sticks, and there's 4 people in the corners, like kind of like you carry a casket, except it's the leader on a big chair.
Oh, a palanquin.
Of course you would know the word for that.
Yeah.
You're such a nerd.
I plan to have one when I rule the world.
I will rule the world, and I will have a harem and not have a palanquin because that's stupid. I would rather just get blown all the time. I don't need to be carried around.
When I rule the world, you will be my harem manager, and there will be no one.
Am I going to have to blow you?
Well...
Ah, damn
Listen,
it.
you don't have to blow me.
If you're king of the world, I'll blow you.
No, you'll get a position in my cabinet. I don't know what yet. I'll find a good position for you.
Doggy?
Thank
Reverse
you.
cowgirl?
Thank you for making the easiest joke. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Early. He'll be hitting you with his new single, Low-Hanging Fruit.
They don't hang that low. Okay. Jesus, where are we at?
Who cares? Fuck this.
So he's being carried on his fucking whatever
Palanquin.
nerd word for that. And he watches a bunch of lizards in a coliseum fight to the death kind of thing. It's like a coliseum, so there's stands of lizards, and they're watching 2 lizards do a fight to the death. And there's a bunch of lava and shit. Mm-hmm. We see one of the lizard fighters get eviscerated to some sick metal tunes. Crazy Dude then decides he's going to commandeer the lizard folk to be his new army. So he jumps into the fighting pit and starts fighting the Lizard King.
I've played many video games and fought many Lizard Kings, so I can appreciate this.
I hate you. Big Sexy Sister, Rock Imp, and his master, played by Billy Idol, reach a lake of lava they have to cross.
Okay.
Suddenly, a morbidly obese, slimy alien dude tells Big Sexy Sister that in order to cross the lava lake, she has to give him a kiss. She's repulsed, but says she'll do whatever it takes to kill Crazy Dude and avenge her people.
Okay.
Slimy fat alien dude shoves his tongue down her throat.
Gross.
It's unbelievably uncomfortable, takes way too long, and there's way too much slime on her face.
Ugh, gross.
We then see that slimy fat alien guy was lying, and Rock Imp and his master, played by Billy Idol, are waiting for Big Sexy Sister on the boat.
Isaac, I'm a little afraid that the reason you keep bringing up played by Billy Idol is because he's going to do something horrible.
Well, he's the main villain. I'll just spoil that right now.
Oh, great. Okay. All right.
So once she finds out that the morbidly obese, slimy alien guy was faking this whole thing just to dupe her into a kiss, she yells, "Kiss this!" and punches him in the face, which knocks him backwards into the lava lake where he dies.
That's really cool. Isaac?
Yep.
That's really cool.
The abandoned goon from earlier. Do you remember the abandoned goon?
Yeah, vaguely. He's
Okay.
been
Yeah,
shuttling Big Sister around?
Kinda. But he after the crash on the planet, he's now just on his own a little bit. So he's sitting alone in the middle of the desert, putting his head in his hands, and he delivers the best line of the movie. Possibly the best line of any movie. It is so good.
Okay, this is...
I adore it. I adore it so
Interesting.
much, and I relate to it on a level of existential dread.
Okay, I'm ready.
He says, "Mortality sucks. Immortality sucks. Everything sucks."
Fuck, man. That's really good.
I know.
Shit.
It's so stupid, but it's so good.
I kind of want to get, like, mortality sucks on my right hand, my right fist, immortality sucks on my left fist, and then everything sucks across my titties.
Yep. No, that'd be good. Oh, so that
Damn.
Yeah, that saved the movie a little bit for me. So the mysterious six-eyed priest suddenly show up and grab him. Fuck, I don't even know why that matters. I wrote that down. I don't know why it matters. I guess because he needs to get to the end of the movie, and this facilitates that happening.
Okay.
I don't even know. I don't even know. God damn it. Big Sexy Sister, Rock Imp, and Master, played by Billy Idol, show up at the Lizard Coliseum, just in time to watch the fight between Crazy Dude and the Lizard King. Lizard King axes Crazy Dude in the chest. He seems to be dead, but he still has a little bit of immortality jelly left and gets up again. He then flings the Lizard King into a pool of lava, puts on the Lizard King mask, which means he's the new Lizard King.
Oh, yeah, that's how that works, obviously.
Rock and roll!
No, heavy metal, you fucking dunce.
Heavy metal!
There we go. That's better.
So dope, man. Big Sexy Sister goes to Crazy Dude's quarters to seduce him. She sits on his lap, and he starts sucking on her exposed nipples.
Ugh, great.
She then jams the horn of his lizard mask into his throat and knocks away his jar of immortality jelly. She tries to push his face into a bath of lava that's nearby for reasons, but Rock Imp stops her on orders from his master, played by Billy Idol. Rock Imp pulls her away, and Crazy Dude gets a hold of his spilled immortality jelly and revives himself.
Okay.
This movie is nonsense, Larry.
All right. Okay, interesting. I guess. I think. I don't think.
Big Sexy Sister, Rock Imp, and his master, played by Billy Idol, are crossing the desert, where they find the crash spaceship that Crazy Dude abandoned. Although apparently Austrian Science Goon is still working inside of it, Big Sexy Sister finds Little Sexy Sister and gets in a fight with Austrian Science Goon, who catches fire on his face and is revealed to be a robot.
Okay. Sure. I mean, that's, yeah, science fiction.
Big Sexy Sister finally gets the best of him and rescues Little Sexy Sister just before the ship burns to a wrecked crisp.
Okay. Again, I've become very confused once again.
Well, what on earth are you confused about, Larry?
When you put it that way, I think you're right. It's my fault.
Do you want me to try to clarify something?
No,
I don't know more than you do.
I don't. We don't know the Austrian scientist. Is he the guy from the beginning with the jackhammer? No, he wasn't there, right? Was he on the spaceship?
No, he wasn't with the jackhammer thing.
Who's he?
He showed up. He was one of the goons. He kind of showed up before, but he was never a major player.
Okay, and he's just now a robot.
Crazy Dude just amasses goons. He starts off with literally 2 goons,
right,
and one of them ends up being the abandoned goon.
Right.
And then just more and more goons start gravitating to Crazy Dude.
Well, I mean, look, if you take a class at the Larry Beard School of Villainy, you'll find out that acquiring goons is essential. Yeah. It's an essential part of the process of taking over any sort of organization or planet or anything like that. You need to amass goons. Listen, if someone came to me and was like, you want to be a goon in my villainous army, I might give him a shot. I've been a goon before. I'll be a goon again.
Not sure what to say to that.
I don't really have anything. I don't know what to say to any of this.
This is the most nonsensical, silly, stupid movie I've ever seen.
It sounds pretty dumb.
It
sounds like, and I know we're not finished with it. How far through the movie are we at this point?
We're almost done.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang on to my thoughts then. Go ahead.
I don't want to say it's worse than movie 43.
That's impossible.
But in some ways, it's worse than movie 43.
That is absolutely impossible. Don't let your love of sketch comedy fucking try to deceive you. It's impossible, Isaac.
We get a protracted lizard siege on the priest's magic tower of immortality.
What the Who are these priests? I know I've been clocking you mentioning them, but
they have 6 eyes.
Yeah, yes, I'm dying.
The main one's played by Billy Idol, and they have a rock imp that looks like Danny DeVito.
What are they priests of?
Immortality?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you been listening?
Yes. I'm trying. I'm just a little confused as to why these things are happening.
Lots of extremely gory fighting, blood and guts and brains and whatnot,
Great.
like oil getting poured over corpses.
Oh, Jesus.
That's awful.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have maybe I would have not been as kind as you. Maybe I would have also hated this just as much as you.
So Crazy Dude's... Okay, so Crazy Dude had 2 goons at the beginning. One was Abandoned Dude.
Yes.
The other guy is Sunglasses Dude, which I never really talked about because he doesn't fucking matter until right now. Sunglasses Dude takes an arrow to the torso, and he suddenly is like, oh god, I'm gonna die. So he grabs Crazy Dude's last supply of immortality jelly, which of course falls out of his hand and smashes on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Crazy Dude freaks out and is like, oh no, my immortality jelly. And then he axes Sunglasses Dude in the face and kills him because, he doesn't respect. You gotta respect your own goons. Or at least, like, your top-tier goons.
No, you don't. They got to be an example for your under-tier goons.
No. The top-tier goons need to be your permanent goons. And then you have B-class goons, which you kill to frighten your C-class goons.
Okay, I'm willing to agree with that, but you can only have, I guess he doesn't have many top-tier goons. Yeah, I think,
I think you need about a dozen A-class goons.
No, you need 5 maximum A-class goons.
Okay, we can argue about the number.
You need generals, basically. You need goon generals.
Yeah.
But they still act in a goon capacity. But yes, I will grant you do need at least 2 of them have to be immune to murder.
Slaughter.
Yes. You have to have some kind of goon who knows
maybe
how
not
the account
necessarily
works.
immune, but you can't kill them indiscriminately. You
Right.
can only kill them if they betray you, which does this count as a betrayal? But also he was acting in his self-interest.
Yeah, it's a
I don't know.
Yes, if you were a functional leader, I would say in the heat of the moment you do not kill that goon, because if you put the you put the fear of God into him, he's not going to betray. He's going to learn his place.
That's right.
I don't know. The dog has. I don't know how he's clawed his way out of this room because that door was closed. But he is so upset that he was trapped in this room that he is now angrily squeaking toys in the hallway in protest. And it's different toys because I can hear the different timbre of the squeaks. So if that comes through, I guess I'm sorry, but I mean,
Well, so
he's
far I can't
basically
hear
shut
anything.
the door behind him, so I can't even throw something at him.
Well, I'm almost done. We're getting there.
He doesn't have thumbs. How does he do these things?
He's got thumbs.
I've
You just can't see
inspected
him.
his hands for thumbs.
He's got thumbs.
Where's he hiding them?
Have you checked his asshole?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh God.
No, he's had medical issues.
Okay.
I've been intimately familiar. No, I have not put a finger in the dog's ass, but I've watched medical doctors do it, and I've had to keep an eye on it so he doesn't die.
Have you asked the medical doctors if there's any thumbs in that asshole?
Yeah, it's like a conspiracy. They're all in on it. All medical doctors know that the dogs have thumbs in their assholes, and they're hiding it like planes.
Well, they're hiding it from you. They're not
I
hiding
almost
it from
said
me.
like dentists are hiding flat Earth when I meant pilots. I need a cigarette and to be blown. Where's the harem?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Does
Where
the
are
Minister
we
of
at?
Propaganda get like visiting hours in the harem?
I feel like you'll have like escorts. I don't know if I'd call it a harem.
I just feel uncomfortable immediately.
Well, oh, no, that's the other thing, and that me and my wife have talked about this a lot. Like, I would not conscript people to be in the harem.
It's a voluntary harem.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it would be like with pension and benefits.
It's a
and
paying
everything.
position, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, you apply to be in the harem. I'm not just grabbing all the big titty ladies to be in the harem.
Yeah.
It's like you apply for the job. You know what you're getting into.
Right.
Yeah.
And your wife gets the final arbiter. If you make her the final arbiter of decisions, that kind of works. Although
I'm a benevolent leader. That's all I'm saying.
You're also an incredibly lazy man, which I think is
yes.
I think the world is safe from you being its king.
Unfortunately, yes.
I'd follow you to the ends of the earth.
I'd be a good king.
I have told one of my best friends that if he ever developed some kind of supernatural power, that I would become his first disciple and follow him to the ends of the earth. And as time goes on, I'm realizing more and more that I really can't back out of that, and I really hope he never develops those powers. Because I'm really committed to that bit to a point where I can't back down.
Well, he's got to hope he doesn't meet a genie, I guess.
I just need to stop committing to bits so hard.
Well, yeah, that too. Okay, so Crazy Dude is about to get to the top of the tower and unlock permanent immortality or whatever. I don't fucking know. Big sexy sister whose pussy is practically hanging out, by the way.
Fantastic.
Because she is in, like, a string bikini kind of thing, but with, like, armor plating. It's preposterous.
That sounds like heavy metal. I want to bring up again, we didn't really talk about, we talked about it at the end of last episode, or the one before, but not this one, about the cover of this movie, or like the thumbnail in this case. Just being...
Oh, right, her giant tits and ass.
I don't know if that's supposed to be Big Sexy Sister, but just a
No, that's her.
ridiculous, insane...
She's also modeled off a real person who actually just died last year.
Oh, really? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I forget. She was some actress model. I forget her name, but she was like 6'1" tall, so she was like ridiculously proportioned.
Yeah.
Like she was like a real life Barbie, where she had these huge tits and this little waist and this giant ass.
I mean, the draw. Like, take a second. If you're driving, pull over and Google Heavy Metal 2000 and just take a look at Big Sexy Sister on the cover there, because it is. We described it a couple weeks ago. It's pretty ludicrous.
So her pussy's practically hanging out, but she confronts Crazy Dude for the final showdown.
Jesus Christ.
They fight and fight and fight and fight. She ends up spiking him in the dick and balls with her, like, wrist guard spikes.
Sure.
And shoves a stick in his eye.
Sounds heavy metal.
But he knocks her out and grabs the crystal and shoves it in the magic altar of immortality or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's
and magic energy and lightning start going off.
So this guy found this. This is the guy who found this science jelly in a rock while he was mining. It's the same guy?
Yeah.
But there's also just like a fountain of it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. I don't know why I'm asking.
I don't know.
I really don't.
The Rock Imp Master, played by Billy Idol, tries to stop Crazy Dude, but Crazy Dude stabs him in the guts with a stick.
Okay.
Sexy Big Sister finally gets the best of Crazy Dude and permanently kills him.
Great.
She, like, bashes his skull against a rock and he turns into dust or whatever.
Okay.
But suddenly, the Rock Imp's master, played by Billy Idol, is now the big bad and awkwardly is CGI'd over the cartoon now. And it's a weird, like, metal robot skeleton thing.
Begging your pardon?
It's weird looking. It's really weird looking.
So wait, is it, when you say, is it like a real thing that's like CGI rotoscoped in or what?
It's like the whole movie has been like 2D animation, like classic Disney animation.
Okay, I see.
And now it's like, it's not 3D, but it's like Pixar-y CG shit.
I understand.
Where it suddenly looks weirdly out of place.
Yeah.
It's not been at all the style of the movie.
Okay.
And it doesn't look good because it's from the year 2000 on a shitty budget. It looks terrible.
That's very bizarre.
So he runs into the temple to absorb the immortality jelly, but Rock Imp, played by Danny DeVito, grabs the crystal from the altar.
I just imagined Danny DeVito's character from Hercules.
That's just pretty much it.
The little fucking,
honestly.
I don't know what the hell, I haven't seen Hercules since I was a child, but the little like puck guy who was his trainer.
Yeah, it's not that different. It's basically a rock version of it with 6 eyes. Because everything has fucking 6 eyes in this movie.
Hey, the lizards fucking did. This is the only image I've seen so far.
They had 4 eyes, thank you.
Oh, excuse me. You would spend a lot of time looking at that, huh?
Uh-huh.
Did you crank off to that?
Yeah, I yanked off to it. So Rock Imp grabs the crystal from the altar, which causes him to float into the sky and explode.
Okay.
Which leaves the CGI master, played by Billy Idol, locked in the immortality temple, which I guess nerfs him for eternity.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, like, he's racing against time and the door closes, like, just before he can escape. And he's, like, stuck inside, but still alive. Like, he's not killed.
Huh.
But apparently, he's defeated.
Okay. I'm not sure I understand, but I don't know that man is meant to understand.
Big Sexy Sister, Little Sexy Sister, and Abandoned Goon all walk off into the sunset and live happily ever after.
Oh, that's just it?
That's it.
Oh.
That's the end of the movie.
Okay.
There's some stupid jokes about Abandoned Goon wanting to dick them down or whatever, because heavy metal.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah. 1.5 out of 10. Utterly stupid, inane, vulgar, and not in a good way. The only redeeming things are the Abandoned Goon's line of, immortality, mortality. And at a certain point, I wanted to see Crazy Dude die. I wanted to see it comeuppance.
Right.
Because, like, at a certain point, he was so repulsive and vulgar and mean and nasty. I was like, I just want to watch you lose.
I guess that's the point.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't feel good. It just felt like this has to happen.
Sure. Right.
Like when I shit.
That
It's like,
it's
I'm
vulgar,
not
but yeah, I
getting-
get what you mean.
I'm not getting pleasure out of shitting, but like
Right.
it has to happen, and it's cathartic in a way.
Sure.
But
I understand
it's
that.
not like, making love.
Okay. You're doing
a
good, but
lady.
now you're losing the plot a little bit.
I don't know. This movie sucked.
It sounds it. I mean,
I hated it. Oh my god, it was trash.
gee, it sounded like it was trying to be something, and it ended up being nothing.
Yeah, it definitely it thought it was doing more than it was, and yeah.
I got curious, and I was looking up the first movie, and apparently it's like a bunch of vignettes. It's not like a contained story like this, like
Oh.
it's just shorts. And something I actually saw, apparently the Netflix thing, Love, Death, and Robots, was David Fincher's heavy metal reboot that didn't get picked up for
What?
that. Yeah, David Fincher apparently was trying to do a heavy metal remake of the original movie for a long time, and then eventually it just didn't happen, and it converted into Love, Death, Robots, which is a thing that I saw 2 episodes of, was not super impressed. But this sounded just like a really joyless sequel that didn't have anything to do. It was trying to capture something that it didn't capture at all. I don't know.
It was going for a vibe, and it failed, I guess. I'm a little more curious about the original now that it's like sketches instead of a full plot.
Yeah.
Because this movie failed utterly.
It really.
Whereas, like,
I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not this.
I could, because, like, I don't know, I could see this working better as a series of unrelated sketches.
Sure.
Where, like, you have the animation style, you have the heavy metal music, you're going for that vibe, and, like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but, like, I don't know, I could see that working better, and maybe I should watch the original. But just having a through line of a feature-length film where it's just this stupid, inane, like, revenge bullshit that's based on nothing, and the characters, I don't know, there's no consequences, there's no development.
I feel like in a setting like this, that's sort of like post-apocalyptic, weird future recovery of, like, in a way, aliens and whatnot. I feel like the setting is very important and should feel alive and should feel like unique in its own way. Now, again, I didn't see this movie, obviously, but you like barely even talked about it, which means they probably didn't make it a focus or any kind of, like, it's not like we just focused on this crazy dude and this big titty chick.
Yeah, because they just kept hopping from planets, like from planet to planet, and they were on the space station city for a little bit.
Yeah.
But there was never, like, a setting. Like, if you were on one planet or on one spaceship or something the whole time, it would have been much better.
It feels like there was the seed of something that could have been very interesting, and they focused on a really dumb story instead. Kind of like a lot of the Game of Thrones show. It's like a very interesting world, and they spend a lot of time on crap often in the later seasons.
It's almost like obsessing over violence and titties makes for bad storytelling.
Boy, I didn't even intentionally make that connection, but here we are. Yeah, the hyper-violence would be, would really bother me.
No, yeah, and it's really uncomfortable, and there's tons
super
of innocent people dying.
Yeah, I can't stomach it. Even anime,
And
I can't stomach it.
And I didn't bring it up in the episode, but like the Lizard Kingdom siege reminds me a lot of Return of the King.
Huh.
Where it's like people climbing up ladders and stuff to like get over the walls and dumping oil on bodies and like breaking through barriers and like getting further and further inside of the priest's stronghold.
Right.
Which is interesting because this did come out in 2000 and Return of the King came out in 2003. So this preempted that, at least in terms of a movie.
I think it sounds like you're talking more about I guess they siege. No, I don't see. I think more of Two Towers with Helm's Deep, personally.
Oh no, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
That is Two Towers, but either way, I mean, those books are ancient at that point, comparatively.
True.
And I think that Helm's Deep is a pretty. They definitely take some liberties with the fucking elves that are there for some goddamn reason. Says the nerd who doesn't at all care about it. Definitely not me. That's not me. Don't look at me. That's not me.
No, of course not.
But I think they did a decent job of equating the two. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, this movie didn't do it well.
Right.
And there was I had no feelings about the priest or the lizards. Like,
it's still. I'll tell you what. This sounds really bad and like boring. It has not killed my like fascination with this whole concept. And like, I'm kind of more interested to know how did we get to here, because like it seems, if not good, interesting. Like, I'm just interested. Like, what? I still don't know. I was hoping by the end of this I'd get more of an idea of what the fuck is heavy metal, and I still don't. And I'm annoyed that that didn't happen.
I will say this is a spectacle.
Well,
and like, it's terrible. It's not. There's very, very little that's redeeming about it. But it if you're looking for a bad movie to watch, this might be a fun outing for you. If you got a few friends and you're sitting down to watch something absurd and stupid, and you're not going into it expecting anything, this might be entertaining, because it's a weird movie, and
I usually don't do this, and I don't seek out bad movies for not the show, but I may watch this. I may watch both, actually, at this point. Now that we've kind of dipped a toe in a little more, I might indulge this curiosity that's been kind of.
I mean, once you get 10
forever.
minutes in, you've gotten the taste of it.
Yeah, that's
so
about right.
if you're not feeling it, if you're not kind of captivated by its absurdity after 10 minutes, don't waste your time. But if you put in 10 minutes and you're like, oh my god, what is this? Then by all means, watch it to its end, because it is a spectacle. It's like watching a fucking rednecks get in a fight at Walmart or something.
Yeah, if you don't live in the more rural parts of the country, that's just a thing that happens.
Like, it's sad, and it makes you feel bad about everything and about living, but at the same time, it is entertaining.
Yeah. I remember when I went to get my senior pictures taken, when you're in high school and you're a senior, you get like a professional, air quotes, photography done. I remember my mother and I went, and out front there were two men who were arguing over a parking space, and it quickly turned into a fist fight. And I just like, my mom was like, oh my God. And I just like kind of walked in and I'm like, yeah, well, I guess let's just like go in and maybe call the police. I don't know. I just don't care. They'll figure it out.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This has been strange.
Yeah, definitely. Well, okay. I am ready to wash my hands of Heavy Metal 2000.
Yeah, I think we're over that.
Larry, tell me what I'm in for next week. Next week you're doing Mule 2 Electric Boogaloo with Ice Cube or whatever, right?
It's not even remotely good. I haven't watched. I'm going to be watching it tonight, in fact. It's
too Cool to Mule?
Tommy, I think it's Tommy. And
Tommy and the Cool Mule.
Starring Ice-T as the mule. Which just...
And Tommy's played by Snoop Dogg?
On Tubi. Which I can't... Did I tell you my Tubi story? I can't tell it on the air. I'll have to tell you off the air. I think I forgot last time.
Is it a masturbation thing?
No, it's vaguely related, but no.
All right.
Stop adjusting your collar. Yeah, that's next week's fucking outing, and it looks just as bad as you'd think. And I think Ice-T, from the sound of his voice in the trailer I watched, I think he might actively be high on LSD while he's filming this. So,
I'm sure he was not well.
Oh my God. Did you ever hear him talk about Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Okay, we may have to play possibly like 2 minutes of a clip from his podcast, which we'll plug then, just so he doesn't sue us. But of
Fair
him
enough.
talking about the time he did like a voice, like he did like an audible sort of for a like a short story of a D&D book, and his
Oh my gosh.
incredulity about what the fuck D&D was is the greatest thing humanity has ever produced.
I'm very intrigued.
At one point, the one line is, motherfuckers have maps for places that don't exist. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Ice-T, so it's going to be an interesting episode. But
For sure.
now, you just watched a movie with gratuitous violence and rape, and we don't want to, that's we're against both of those things, especially in the wake
it
of
was
the
a little
world
much.
today. So I figure to get, let's cleanse the palate.
Now, what platform am I searching?
This is going to be Netflix. Take a little break from Amazon Prime because there's plenty of
Okay.
bad. We did not finish the well that is Netflix. There is still plenty of trash. But I want to cleanse the palate a little bit, Isaac. So I want to give you a movie intended for children.
Oh no.
And Isaac, how familiar are you with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Not very.
What do you know? Give me anything. Give me a 5-word. What do you know about them?
They're named after Renaissance painters.
Okay.
They're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
And they have a boss?
Yes.
But the bad guy's a rat?
No, the boss is the rat.
The boss is the rat.
Yes.
Who's the bad guy?
The Shredder. He's just
not
a
a
ninja.
rat?
He's just a big. No, he's like a big ninja. In one of the
We're
movies, he's
done.
played by Kevin Nash.
Okay. Okay. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. So, what form is this? Like, what is it? How was it presented normally?
Well, it was cartoons and video games,
That's
and then
correct.
there was a live action movie.
Oh, so
which
you're
I'm
aware there's
assuming-
live action movies. Oh wait, what was that? Did you say? I'm sorry. Did you say there was a live action movie?
Multiple live action.
Oh, so you're not familiar? There's more than one. Because
I wasn't.
Isaac, and this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. The first Ninja Turtles movie, it's pretty good. And I did not grow up watching the Ninja Turtles at all. I saw that movie when I was like 16. You know, it's schlocky and it's for kids, but like it's pretty good. The third movie, Turtles in Time, is not good. That you are watching Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time, which I have not seen.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time with the 3. Oh, no. Oh, this came out 93?
Oh yeah, these are old.
Oh, no.
Those suits are looking pretty rough.
Oh, no, they are. Oh, Larry. No.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
People do not like this movie.
After April O'Neil is magically transported to feudal Japan,
It's also about time travel, by the way.
the turtles must travel back in time and face off against samurai to rescue their friend.
You look so sad. You look like you aged 2 years in the last minute.
I'm hurt in my penis. And that's the last place I want to hurt.
Let me tell you, man, getting hurt in the eyeballs is no fucking
Damn
picnic
it.
either.
At least my penis doesn't have blood in it.
I don't think it's this crazy question to ask if eyeballs have blood in them.
You're insane.
Why would it have blood in it?
All of you has blood in it.
Well, I get the rest of me does, but
Your
there's not
eyeballs are
blood
that special,
inside
huh?
my teeth.
Your teeth are bones.
I don't know
bones
why. I
don't have.
don't know where I was going with that. I really don't.
Oh my God. All right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time. Fuck Jesus. No. Do the podcast things. Twitter and Facebook and bowelsofmovienight@gmail.com. Tell Larry how much of a piece of shit he is.
And
God damn it.
we do. I guess I'll announce it now. We have a website made. We have worked on it for a while now. It needs one finishing touch that I'm gonna try to do in the next day or so, and then next time we have it, we'll announce the URL, and we can promote that more because we're proud of it. We worked decently
Very much
hard
so.
on it for as much as we work on anything.
Yeah, this is true. But yeah, we're trying to branch out a little bit and do a couple different things, and so yeah, it's all sort of related under the umbrella, but we're
Yes, we want to. Isaac and I are both somewhat amateur writers at times, and we both have delusions of not delusions. We both have dreams of being better at writing and doing more of
and
it.
of ruling the world and having a harem.
Well, that one's a delusion, darling. Darling.
Oh, don't call me darling.
But yeah, we wanted to put that out there because I've said I'll do this show for no money and for no people forever because I just like talking to you, Isaac, and we don't live near each other or together anymore. So this is a nice chance to talk to you and make you suffer, which is something I've always enjoyed.
I mean, we're 108 episodes in now.
It's crazy.
So the amount of hours we've spent,
It's crazy.
is
I
preposterous.
spent more time with you than I think every member of my family combined in the past decade.
Have we tried recording an episode where one of us is inside the other?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe in time.
Okay.
But yeah, we want to try to branch out a little more. Anyway, we'd love, if you like this show, we usually kind of blow past it, but yeah, tell a friend really, and like drop a review somewhere and send us an email. Like, we'd really love to hear about it. We want to make the show better, and like, we don't really advertise or anything, but we'd like more people to hear it, and we want to make more podcasts and do more things. And oftentimes I just wake up in the middle of the night, not lying, and just think I should record something, and then it's like, well, what's the quality of that going to be? And then I don't do it. But maybe if people want that sort of thing, we can do more. And we always want to do more. It's just it's hard with our lives, and we both struggle with depression and all kinds of stuff.
And we're definitely and it's hard too, because we are doing this for free, because we're not not getting any compensation, so we're just doing it for the love of it. And especially when it's not a job,
right?
That presents its challenges for sure, but at the same time, we have committed to this more than pretty much anything else.
Honestly, I'm not committed to many things as far as I committed to this, even when it seems like we're slackers and lazy. Like, we really do
we keep coming back. Like, we've gotten, we've had our breaks and hiatuses and gotten knocked down, but we keep getting back up again. And yeah, I don't know. Fuck, we're not going to stop. We were 108 episodes in, and eventually we're going to be 1,000 episodes in.
Boy, that is
assuming one of us don't die.
I don't think I'm going to make that.
I don't know. I mean, we're in our early 30s now. I feel like we can.
You always say you're pushing 40. You're awfully.
Well,
you're
no,
quick,
I am.
You're quick
I'm
to turn when
40.
there's more prospect of suffering on the plate. You're quick to be like, oh, we're still young.
Yeah,
I'm in my
spry.
late 20s.
It doesn't hurt when I walk upstairs.
I had to stand for an hour today, and my legs are hurt for 2 hours afterwards.
Oh, they'll never stop hurting, baby. That's how it goes.
Yeah, maybe I didn't fucking weigh 1,000 pounds too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
we should do a diet challenge on the show.
Oh man, we should.
I know,
agree.
because like
I don't know. I gotta be in the right mental state. I don't know how much myself.
I know, because also I'm not. Realistically, I will not lose weight.
I will for spite.
I know, spite might help us.
Fuck, I will do a lot. Man, it is so unhealthy how much I will do for spite. I need to talk to a therapist about how unhealthy these things I will do for spite.
Oh, good
anyway.
golly gee.
Shit.
Well, there's things on the horizon with the Bowels of
there are.
Netflix. Make sure to stay tuned, do the engaging, and yeah, Jesus. Mail us cupcakes. Mail us hot dogs.
Don't do that. I guess you don't have our mailing address, so email us hot dogs.
P.O. Box 69.
Email us pictures of hot dogs. Email applications to be in Isaac's harem. bowelsofmovienight@gmail.com.
Actually, if you're a sexy lady, put a wiener, cross your legs and have a hot dog sticking out from your crossed legs, like it's a penis.
I know
and then send that to the email.
I know I said never send nudes, but I think that doesn't count enough that I'm fascinated to see that.
I know, no, I think it'd be good.
And that's a problem. Yeah. I don't want to see your wife do that because it's your wife. I don't want to ask my girlfriend to do that because she'll leave me. So honestly, I guess the listener's the next best thing.
Well, and honestly, if you have a dick and balls, if you tuck that shit back and just have the hot dog poking out, and that's we don't see any genitals, we just see your thighs squished together into your pubes and a hot dog just poking out. That's good.
This is terrible. All right, well.
All right. Guess we'll see you next week, huh?
Well, not anymore. Smell you later.